YouTube Growth Hacking, Producing Your Video, Part 2. I want to keep on the theme of the things you can do to make your video absolutely optimized for YouTube. And the first thing to say is make sure you use the widescreen version of the slides when you're setting up your slide deck. So it's the 16:9 ratio, it's not the 4:3 ratio. And this is important because that's the same ratio, it's 1280x720 in pixels. This is the same ratio that YouTube uses, and therefore you won't get any sort of letterboxing or the wrong shape effect when you actually put your video up to YouTube. So that's the first thing. Then make sure, like you have in this video, your slides have a clear step-by-step text, because you're going to reuse this text in other ways later on, as well as making it very easy for YouTube to follow what's going on, making it very easy for the audience to follow what's going on. And this is the format I use for all my instructional videos and the things I put up on YouTube. Then I want you to think about how you're going to reuse this text for slides and image quotes and things. And it's things like taking the whole slide deck over to SlideShare and sharing it on SlideShare. That has the benefit of creating all the text for you in a SlideShare description, which you then copy and paste and go and reuse in different things. Or you can actually take groups of this text and create image quotes, and then you can use those in social media all over the place, providing links either back to the video or back to the lead magnet or whatever it is you want people to do next. So think about what you're writing and how you're writing it with a view to repurposing it later on. You'll see that I use a similar end slide to the one at the beginning. Now, it used to be identical, and if you're familiar with my other videos, you'll see it is. But now I've adapted this to use a version at the beginning, which has got very much larger writing in, because I want this to be the automatic thumbnail. And I'm using the smaller version at the end. To make that even easier, I've created a 3-slide template with that format in it. So all I need to do when I create a new video is to change the words on the video. All the formatting is already done. And that's a 3-slide template. It's simply saved as template. And so for every video that I'm producing along in this course, or indeed in this series of videos about YouTube, I'm going to be able to use that template, and it makes the whole thing very quick to set up the new slide deck. Now, if you are producing a video just for YouTube and not necessarily using it for anything else, then you can have a call to action in it, which you can tie into an annotation when you come to publish your YouTube video. So you need to be thinking about that now. You could put it at the end and then edit it out for a non-YouTube video version. And I'll show you how we do that in a moment. But if you are going to use this for other purposes, you can always just edit that out right at the end. If you want to have a call to action to grow your subscriber numbers, then you could also put in a call to action at the end, encouraging people to subscribe and pointing to the subscribe button. And of course, this can be removed if you're going to use it for a course or something else. So there's just a couple of thoughts of incorporating calls to action, which you can back up with annotations or indeed with cards. And we'll look at cards later on in other videos to do with Growth Hacking YouTube. But you can use these incorporate the calls to action in the video and then get people to take action on the screen. But you need to think about it now rather than later. So the last point I want to give you is really going back to the beginning of this whole thing, because when I'm designing this series of videos around YouTube growth hacking, I actually created the whole thing in a mind map. So I've got all my points structured out. Now, the mind map enables me to make sure I've got all my thinking straight, but it also effectively creates the series of videos or the course or whatever you're going to use the content for. And the beauty about mind maps is you can then export it either to a Word document, or indeed I've done it to a Word document, another mind map version, and also to a PowerPoint presentation. And then all I have to do is copy and paste the words from the PowerPoint presentation. I haven't got to type everything out again. So again, you write it once and then you're repurposing your mind map in order to create your video series. So you just have to keep on thinking about how all this stuff links together and you're not repeating yourself all the time. So that's it. YouTube growth hacking, producing your video Part 2. I hope you got some really good ideas from that, and it's going to really improve your videos ranking in YouTube. And now you see, right at the end, I put a little call to action which says, now I'd like you to go and click on the link below this video and you can pick up the lead magnet that I prepared for you there, and you'll get even more benefit from my content.